Hi, I'm Deb, and I'm going to do some soil cubes today, get some more spring planted food going for my square foot garden. It is April 2nd, and it's time to start warmer April kind of things. That would be like carrots, Swiss chard, more radishes, those things, beets. Those are all going to be direct planted right into my garden. But some things are going to need to be started in soil cubes. Celery and celeriac. I'm going to try some collards. I have two different kinds of cabbage I want to try. It's time to start my peppers. I have a hot pepper and a sweet pepper and an eggplant that I want to get started. And then these don't have to be started in a soil cube, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I have cilantro and dill. And then up here I have some broccolis and cauliflowers. This broccoli, I can't find the company anymore. This is the earliest open pollinated broccoli I've ever had, and it was delicious last year. I have 3 seeds left. So I'm going to very carefully start some NutriBud broccoli in soil cubes, and I'm going to try and save the seed from them this year. In addition, I've been wanting to make some spring vegetable pots for friends. So I've got some lettuce, some Asian greens, arugula, lots more lettuce, different kinds of lettuce that I happen to like, as well as some peas. My maestro peas just didn't do so well direct seeded, so I'm going to try soil cubes for myself. And then I've got these Dakotas from last year that didn't do very well out in the garden, and canoe from last year that I don't know if the slugs got them or if they just didn't do well. There's 6 seeds in here, so instead of putting them directly into the garden, I'm going to go ahead and start them in soil cubes and see what happens with them. So I need to get started. I mix my soil mix in a dish pan, and I have a pair of rubber gloves I keep just for mixing up soil mix because it's a lot of hand work. You can see it's kind of wet in there. This is 5 parts of soil mix to 2 parts water, and in addition I've thrown in a bunch of dead soil cubes that just didn't sprout anything. I don't think it was the fault of the soil cube, more the seed. Because this looks so wet, after letting this soak for a while, I have this tub over here that I hold my soil mix in, and I'll be sure to give you the recipe if you like. But it comes with the soil cubers, and this is just so wet that I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on some more. I put this on earlier. I mixed up the water and the soil earlier. It just seems to do better. In the heat of summer, I can get by with 5 parts of soil to 3 parts water. This was also 5 parts to soil to 3 parts water, but just like a yeast spread, depending on atmospheric conditions, it can change how the soil and water react to each other, or at least how they mix up. So it's a lot of hand work. You're going to get in there and just knead it like bread. And then I'm going to let it sit for a little while to finish absorbing. Some say it should be like peanut butter when it's ready. Bee, who just did a really great video on soil cubing, suggested it should look like oatmeal, and I thought that was another good way to put it, because it gets old-fashioned peanut butter these days. Alright, a couple of things while I'm starting. I'm going to be using these two different sizes, and it's easier to see in the top or the bottom. One makes a slightly smaller. I use this one a lot for herbs and lettuces, and this makes slightly larger. I use that one a lot for tomatoes or peppers or broccoli and stuff. I've only got this in the corner of my seed packet. I've put a number. It says 4. That's how many soil cubes I'm going to make for eggplant. And then for the sweet peppers, they say 4 to 8. I'm going to start with 4, see what kind of room I have later. I may, if I have enough room, double the amount of sweet peppers and hot peppers that I'm going to start today. If it says 5 up there, then of course 5 is the smaller press. And if it says 4, it's the larger press. What else was there? This is soaked for a while. One of the things that I'm going to make sure happens is, I'll try and show you here, pile this all up to one side. I want to make sure that the soil I'm pressing into is about 1.5 times deeper than the soil cube is, so that it really gets pressed in well. And then it's just a matter of taking the soil cuber, pressing it in, and it should be nicely tightly packed now. And then I'm just going to set it inside the tray. Oh, I know what the other thing was. I double up on the amount of trays. There's 2 trays here. It just makes it a little more steady when you're carrying it in and out. Okay, and just like the little tiny ones, you have 4 perfect cubes. I'm going to continue to do that till I've got my tray full, because I've got a lot of things I'm going to go ahead and plant today. Alright, I used to just exclusively use these little tags, write on them, say what they were. Now if I don't have a full row of something, I put the tag between so I know where one stops and one ends. I use these Avery laser inkjet labels now. They're, I don't know, they're 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches or something, I'm not sure. But I write what it is and if it's available easily, how many days it's going to take after it's planted. Don't include the time that it's sprouting in your soil block as one of the days to ripe. It has to be after it's planted, and I just take it 1, 2, 3 and stick it. These going this way. I suppose I should put a little arrow, because these are all going to be all there. Maestro's going to go that way. And peas like a little inoculant. You cannot get much inoculant in here, but you can get just enough to make sure that there's some that comes in contact without going all over. That one didn't get any. And how many more I got? 8 more to do. This is actually kind of tedious, but I want to make sure I get some, and I don't feel like getting my seed wet and coating the seed today, so I'm just gonna do this to get my inoculant in there. Now this is not deep enough for peas. Plant your peas, you're gonna want to put these you're just going to have them in here till they sprout nice, and then you're just going to plant them a little deeper. But what I do want to do is take my little finger and push that right down into the soil mix. I'm going to fill up the number of these that I want. And then I'm just going to go along with my little finger and shove these down into the soil blocks. dirty work. Alright. And finally, I keep really fine vermiculite on hand just for my soil blocks. I don't even have to wet it because these soil blocks are so wet. They're going to wet down the vermiculite, and I'm just going to fill in the little holes. I hope the wind doesn't blow it all away. Good garage jug if you have to. And that's it. Now all it's going to need is some time to sprout. Fresh seed should sprout in 3 to 5 days. Old seed may take a little longer. I hope the sun's not too bright for you to see this. This is why I've started using soil cubes. This soil cube has Italian kale that needs to be thinned. This soil cube has Italian kale. This one is a peat pot with sterile potting mix in it. It was started in January, and you can, I hope, see, looks a little pathetic. This one was started in mid-February in the soil cube, which is just rich in nutrients, but even the baby seed, and I forget what the Koya seed leaves are pathetic compared to these over here. And this one has already got a nice, good sized little kale leaf on it. This is trying to make a little kale leaf. This is why I prefer soil cubes over peat pots and sterile soil mix.